Hey there, let's play Wordle number 531. Yesterday's Countryle answer was Panama. So the obvious starting word for today is canal, as many of you pointed out. Oh, turns out to be a pretty good start. We got a C at the beginning. And an A. I wonder where the A goes. Only one A. No N or L. Makes me want to try CH at the beginning. Something like chose? There's no A in chose. What about chase? Oh, thought I had it for a second there. Okay. Chafe? I think that's the only other option. Yeah. Oh, nice solve. That was quick. All right. Thanks for the suggestion. It was, again, pretty obvious, but also very useful getting that C. So let's talk a little bit about Panama. Panama has a very complicated history, so this is as much of a summary as I could. I'm leaving out a lot of kind of important details, but we don't want to be here all day, so here we go. The Republic of Panama is located on the Isthmus of Panama. I just really will take any excuse to say the word isthmus, which connects North and South America. It is bordered by Costa Rica and Colombia. Its capital is Panama City, and its population is a little over 4 million. Panama was inhabited by indigenous people, notably the Chibchan, Chocoan, and Cueva peoples before European colonists arrived. Europeans first visited the isthmus in 1501, and it quickly became clear to them that this region was the path between the seas. In 1514, Pedro Arias Davila was appointed royal governor of Panama by King Ferdinand of Spain, and he founded Panama City in 1519. Gold and silver were brought by ship from South America, hauled across the isthmus by land, and loaded aboard ships for Spain. When Panama was colonized, indigenous peoples fled into the forests and nearby islands. It is believed that infectious disease brought by the Europeans, such as smallpox, is the primary cause of the population decline among indigenous peoples after colonization. Panama was under Spanish rule for almost 300 years, during which time Panama City was one of the most important cities in the Spanish New World. During the early 19th century, Spanish-American wars of independence sparked all across Latin America. In 1821, parts of Panama declared independence from Spain. At the end of 1821, Panama joined Gran Colombia, though for the following 80 years, there were over 80 attempts to secede from Colombia by the people of the region. The United States finally assisted Panama in gaining independence in 1903 in order to effect a treaty in which a zone that would be considered U.S. sovereign territory was established. It was in this zone that the United States began construction of the canal to connect the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. The canal was built over the course of 10 years, from 1904 to 1914. From 1903 to 1968, Panama was a constitutional democracy dominated by a commercially oriented oligarchy. A military coup occurred in 1968, which put Omar Torrijos in control. Under this military rule, the political and economic structure of the country was transformed, with massive coverage of social security services and expansion of public education. In 1972, the constitution was changed to create a new assembly appointed by the military and proclaimed Torrijos as the maximum leader of the Panamanian Revolution. Torrijos was given unlimited power for 6 years. He died in a plane crash in 1981, however, the military continued to dominate politics. By 1983, General Manuel Antonio Noriega was firmly in control of both the military and the civilian government. This military dictatorship assassinated and tortured over 100 Panamanians. Noriega's regime was supported by the United States, and Noriega was involved in the Iran-Contra affair, in which he supplied Nicaraguan Contras with weapons and ammunition on behalf of the CIA. In 1977, the U.S. and Panama signed the Torrijos-Carter Treaty, which agreed that the Panama Canal would be transferred to Panama's control on December 31, 1999. In 1988, Noriega was accused of drug trafficking by federal juries in Florida. In April of that year, U.S. President Ronald Reagan froze Panamanian assets in United States organizations. In May 1989, Panamanians voted overwhelmingly for anti-Noriega candidates, but the Noriega regime annulled the election and embarked on a new round of repression. The United States invaded Panama in December 1989, which the UN called a flagrant violation of international law and of the independence, sovereignty, and territorial integrity of the states. Noriega was captured and flown to Miami for trial. The conflict ended on January 31, 1990. A civilian constitutional government was reestablished at the end of 1989, and Panama has held a series of free and fair elections ever since. Once Panama gained control of the Panama Canal, the canal tolls became a very important part of the country's economy. Panama has little seasonal variation in its tropical climate. It has tremendous biodiversity given its large jungles. Also, Panama is one of only 3 countries in the world that is actually carbon negative, meaning it absorbs more carbon dioxide than it creates, the other 2 being Bhutan and Suriname. Currently, Panama is a presidential representative democratic republic with a president as head of state and head of government, along with a national assembly under a multi-party system. Panama's economy is mainly based on commerce, tourism, and trading. The majority of Panamanians are mestizo, meaning of mixed white and Native American heritage. Spanish is the official and dominant language, and the culture of Panama is a mix of European, African, and Native influences. Panama ranks 57th on the Human Development Index, 52nd in nominal GDP per capita. Infant mortality rate is 9.1 deaths per 1,000 live births, and life expectancy is 78.7 years. So Panama, after quite a turbulent history, is actually doing very well now, and is considered a strong economy and developed country. My grandparents actually went through the Panama Canal. They said it was really, really cool. They used to go on cruises all the time. I'd love to see that sometime. Yeah, so thanks for joining me. I hope you found that interesting. I sure did. Feel free to leave a comment here or on today's Countryle video with a suggestion for a starting word for tomorrow's Wordle based on today's Countryle answer. And I will see you then for the next Wordle.